What's up, everybody? Welcome to Blow the Whistle, the place where we don't just talk about the game, we blow the whistle. If you're new here, let me set the tone. This is where sports, culture, and keeping it real collide. No hot takes just for clicks, no fake outrage, just honest opinions, laughs, and a whole lot of love for the game. This is a father and son armchair quarterbacking podcast. 2 generations, 1 mic, and 0 filter. We're not claiming to have all the answers, but we do have opinions. Sit back, lock in, and enjoy the conversation. And if something doesn't smell right, or if the take is a little too over the top, you already know what to do. Blow the whistle. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Blow the Whistle, the place where we don't just talk about the game, we blow the whistle on it. Now it's playoff football. No excuses, no hiding, and every snap tells the truth. Today we're breaking down the NFL playoffs. Not just who won, but what these games actually told us. Some teams confirmed who they are, some teams raised questions, and some teams just ran into reality. Let's start with a game that looked exciting on the scoreboard, came with some warning labels. Rams win it 34-31 against the Panthers. Matthew Stafford threw for 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Now, that is playoff quarterbacking. But here's the problem. The Panthers scored 31 points. That's not a typo. That's a concern. That defense didn't close the door. They left it cracked. Dad, let me ask you this. How can the Rams prevent this from happening in the divisional round?
I don't know. It's concerning. And what's more concerning is that when you look at how it happened, that's concerning. I mean, points, that happens in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's the patterns of how points happen in the NFL and on a team. That's what keep coaches up at night.
Yeah.
And so, and this is a pattern. If we're looking at the schedule, they've given up big points, and they've given up big points to Detroit, and that's understandable. Detroit has a legit quarterback.
Yeah.
And, they're giving up, 38 points to Seattle. They've given up, 27 points to Atlanta. So what concerns me is the Carolina Panthers. And not to take anything away from the Carolina Panthers. They had a good year. And we're going to talk about Bryce in a little bit. But, yeah, man, that's a problem. It's like, they just didn't get beat. They had a stress test and they cracked.
Yeah.
You could not convince me. I would have never thought it would have been the final score. Was it
31?
And Carolina still had a chance to win.
Yeah.
That's what's shocking. And there's some red flags in there. I mean, if I'm looking at it, I mean, they allowed some scoring drives that was high leverage.
Yeah.
Scoring drives. And Bryce Young, he improved a lot. Bryce Young actually looked like he was a playoff veteran in that game.
Yeah.
And that was his first one. So that's kind of alarming. They missed tackles on third down whenever we watched the game. I mean, they had some coverage laps. And if you really, really, really want to break this down and kind of look at the box scores on that game, Carolina didn't run the ball all that well.
Mm-mm.
I mean, Chuba Hubbard, he had 46, and Bryce Young was the next one with 24. Look at passing yards. Now, we'll give it to Jalen Coker. He went off. He had 134. But Ted McCullen, he threw in 81. That's where the problem was in the passing game.
Yeah.
And so that's lapse coverages. I mean, and the funny thing about it, when we was watching that game, I was thinking to myself, Carolina's not doing anything exotic or anything special.
Mm-mm.
Simple routes. And I understand why it's simple routes, because you have a young quarterback. you can't make things too exotic. But they gave it to the Rams. I mean, they didn't make it uncomfortable for Bryce Young. Every now and then they did, but they didn't make it uncomfortable for him. So yeah, it's a concern because the NFC, I mean, the further you go into the playoffs, the more experienced teams you're gonna play. I'm assuming. Even though it just seems like this year is kind of like a down year. I don't know. It
Yeah.
just seems weird. Like there's really no hot teams in the playoffs.
No, I mean,
Right.
except for Seattle,
I mean,
or even like, I wouldn't even say Carolina. Carolina, by the skin of their teeth, got
no,
they
but I
just brought
mean,
in.
it's not like if I'm looking at the playoff bracket. I mean, look, okay, this is why I'm so concerned. And maybe I shouldn't even be concerned after we talk about the teams who's in the playoffs. Now, yes, this is a concern. And before I talk about who's in the playoffs, I mean, I would expect more from the Rams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would expect more. So the NFC is Seattle, the 49ers, the Bears, and the Rams. Seattle being the number 1 seed, and Chicago, which we'll get to, is number 2. Now, these playoffs is about quarterbacks. They're about quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm looking at who's left, no excuse for the Rams. The Rams better go to the Super Bowl on the NFC East side.
Yeah.
If not, because Seattle, who's the quarterback again?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Well, that's Sam Darnold. No shade against him. 49ers, you can't convince me enough. I'm still not sold on their quarterback either. Not at all. Neither one of them. Now, interesting, because we're going to talk about him, Caleb Willis. I don't know if I'm there on him yet, but all I know is Matthew Stafford better get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And this Super Bowl better be about 2 quarterbacks left in these playoffs. 2 quarterbacks. That's it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to come back on here on this podcast and I'm going to clown. I'm going to clown. Matthew, okay, bro, you got your Super Bowl and you old. But if Josh Allen do not bring the Bills, who the only 4 teams left, the Broncos, the Bills, the Patriots, and the Texans. If Josh Allen do not get to a Super Bowl, I swear the next time someone open their mouth and tell me or try to convince me that Josh Allen is a good quarterback or a Super Bowl quarterback, man, they liable to get a backhand. Because to me, you ain't proved nothing. So, but okay, enough of my Josh Allen being,
We'll talk about Josh Allen when we go up against, or we talk about the Jaguars game. And it's not like the Panthers got pity points.
No.
Bryce Young dismantled the Rams defense, and everyone claiming that the Rams defense is good. I mean, you guys almost lost to the Panthers. It's not like you lost. It was a defensive battle. 34-31. Now, if Bryce Young doesn't throw the interception, he might have a chance of actually winning against the Rams. But the fact of the matter is, you're struggling against the number 7 seed, a team that's not even positive. They're 8-9. And although Bryce Young has been doing good this year, it's still concerning when you're going up against the Panthers. I mean, he looked like Cam Newton. 2015 Cam Newton bringing that team to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's a problem. But yeah, it's a lot of concerns for the Rams defense. Offensively, they're perfect. Matthew Stafford, likely going to be the MVP. He's good. And he's the best quarterback left in this playoffs. Brock Purdy's not better than him. Sam Darnold, Caleb Williams. No. When you look at the stats, when you look at what the Rams were able to accomplish this year, he's the best by far.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give it to Carolina though. Carolina 4-4 in the red zone. They took care of business, man. It's just that interception
Yeah.
that hurt. And against a Rams team, or I should say, a veteran team like the Rams, you you can't have mistakes like that.
No.
So, but hey, you know what? I do believe this is a turning point for Carolina. Carolina's just missing a few more pieces. Once they get those pieces, and now, you know, the quarterback seems like they're, he's doing his thing or slowing down or whatever, the game is slowing down for him. I think, yeah. But to the point of the defense of the Rams, yeah, it's concerning.
Yeah.
It's concerning because it's not going to get easier for them.
Yeah.
It's not going to get easy because they're playing Chicago next.
Yeah. And we'll talk about Chicago in a little bit, but it's a way more better team. It's a way better team than Carolina. And speaking of Carolina, Bryce Young, 264 yards, 1 touchdown, and again that interception. And it didn't look like the kid was overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed. So let me ask you, is Bryce Young the future in Carolina? Or are we still waiting for the full picture?
No, he's the future. I mean, starting off those first couple of years, oof, oh man, I wouldn't know. But let me be truthful and honest and put some caveats on this. Yes, he is the future, but there's some conditions to that. The arrow's going up, but I'm not sure I'm quite locked in when it comes to Bryce Young just yet.
Yeah.
Now, they put some weapons around him. They got Coker and they got McMillan.
Yeah.
So they have some pieces around him. My thing is, and look, for context, Bryce Young, he came into the league and the expectation is a little unfair for him.
Yeah.
He was undersized, and all of that. So, and he was still young. I think that when I watched this game and I'm judging him by this game, one thing that stood out to me, he didn't look scared. His footwork, he didn't feel rushed or pressured at all. If you go back and watch that game, if y'all go back and watch that game, watch his footwork. It looked good. His eyes were down the field. And the most important thing for a young quarterback is having faith in the receivers and taking what the defense give you, get the ball out and let them create and do their own thing. If you notice, whenever he went downfield and they caught the ball, look at the way he walked. He just walked on to the next play. He wasn't excited. It's like the game slowed down for him. He wasn't forcing no throws. He wasn't trying to play hero ball. He was just playing ball.
Yeah. I think that's a testament also to the coaches as well. Because, look, 2 years ago, the Panthers were arguably probably the worst team in the NFL. It was Bryce Young's first career. Coaches were not good for him in that scenario. But now you bring in all these good coaches.
Yeah.
And compare last year to this year. This is his first year where he's actually starting all 18 games and even a playoff game.
True.
And that's some big improvement. I mean, look at Anthony Richardson. He had a shot 2 years ago, but it just coaching. You got to make your quarterback feel comfortable. And also the receivers as well, because you got Tedero and McMillan, who's been phenomenal, and Jalen Coker, phenomenal as well. I just think the Panthers just need to work on the little bits of football, whether it be on the defense. They need to stop with these um allowing these good runs or passes. It's just little things. And next year, maybe the year after that, they could be a real problem for the NFL.
I agree. And I think, again, they're missing a few pieces. They need some on defense. But if you can get Bryce Young a better offensive line,
Hmm.
a better running game, and if you can get him a third receiver, because he showed this year that even against that Cowboys game, and I get it, Dallas had the absolute worst defense in the history of the NFL.
Yep.
But he was recognizing coverage. Even in this game, he was recognizing the coverage. He was adjusting, which is key for a young quarterback. And that's maturity. That's what you want in your quarterback. So again, get him a good offensive line.
Hmm.
Commit to it though. Apparently the coach know what he's doing because, like you said, they were 8-9 going into the playoffs. 8-9. I cannot believe that. And they were literally 34-31, a play or two away from beating a team that should be in the Super Bowl. No ifs, ands, discussions about it.
Yeah.
Should be in the Super Bowl. And they did that. So Bryce Young, feel good about what happened. I mean, because I'm the first to stand up in line and say, nah, I just did not see it. I didn't buy in at all. But the way he played this year, and in particular this game, hey man, you changing my mind because and that's what it's about, changing people's minds. With all these podcasts and all the sports takes and all of this, it's about when it comes to quarterback and changing people's minds and perceptions of you. And so far, hey man, I'm gonna give it to him. He's changing my mind. And so, I mean, he doesn't need to be great right now. He just needs to be steady.
Yeah.
Steady, steady, steady. And then he'll start to be what everybody wants him to be. And that's constantly taking a team to the playoffs. So, hey man, he ain't flashy.
He just gets it done.
That's it.
Get
Not
it done.
overwhelming or anything. Poised, processing information on the fly. Hey man,
He got that.
he's maturing.
He got that.
So
there are concerns about the Rams defense. We just have to find out what happens when they go up against the Bears. And in the future, it looks good for Carolina. But we just have to see. So the next game we're going to talk about is the Packers and the Bears. And the Bears win it 31-27. And this one felt different. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't even perfect. But it was controlled. This wasn't about trick plays or lucky bounces. This was all about poise. The Bears didn't rush the moment, didn't play scared, and didn't hand the game away and hope to get it back. They played like a team that understands what they're building and who they're building around. When Green Bay made it tight, Chicago didn't flinch. When the moment asked for calm, they answered with execution. And that's not random. That's growth. That is Caleb Williams officially the face of the Bears franchise? Because when moments got tight, he didn't look like a rookie. And he looked comfortable, and comfort beats the flash every single time.
yes. Yeah, he wasn't flashy. And this wasn't like some flash in the pan either. He legit. I will give it to him. I shouldn't say legit. Right now, he's showing that he's on the road to being legit. Um, because I think they got the right, to be truthful with you, they got the right coach in there.
Yeah.
They got the right coach.
Yeah. Ben Johnson from the Lions, which he was good with Jared Goff, and now he's good with Caleb.
And sometimes that's all you need to be a quarterback on the rise or labeled a good quarterback. He got the right coach. I mean, 361 yards in his playoff debut. 361 yards against, might I add. Listen, again, I'm going to say this. You know what I'm going to say.
Uh-oh.
Green Bay is one of those teams I feel like Ohio State and Alabama. I do not care for the Green Bay Packers. Especially now that Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs is on there. Sorry about having to throw the Cowboys in there. I'm just saying.
You always got to do
I do not care for the Packers. So, them losing is always a good thing. Because you know what? Again, not to throw out the Cowboys, all that, but every time I look up, people talking about the Cowboys. So you know what? I'm gonna make it a point to talk about all those fans who always talk about the Cowboys. And Green Bay, y'all one of them. So I'm glad. Anytime Green Bay loses, and in the fashion that they lost.
Yeah. They were up by 21-6 at halftime.
I mean, literally, 18-point deficit. 21-3 halftime. Did you know that Chicago going into the fourth quarter, you know what the score was?
24-6?
21-6. Green Bay going into the fourth quarter. Classic meltdown. I mean, there was like, it was amazing to me. So yeah, back to your point. Yes, Caleb Williams, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and it didn't look pretty. He had 2 interceptions. There was a fumble. It did not look pretty. The run game wasn't good. I mean, DeAndre Swift only had 54 yards, but also a touchdown. But that fourth quarter,
It was the fourth quarter, man.
25 points in 15 minutes. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And that's the biggest comeback for the Bears in franchise history.
Yeah, it sure was. And Chicago outgained Green Bay 323 yards to 190 in the second quarter. And now, only thing I ever hear about on all these sports talk shows, every time we start talking about Green Bay, Dan Orlovsky. Oh my goodness. How good Green Bay is. Jordan Love. Now give it to Jordan now.
He's good.
Jordan put up some points. But that second half, he was cold silence. You couldn't find that boy. He was on the milk carton.
Yeah.
Missing. You couldn't find him.
Yeah.
And I mean, 323 yards and 4 touchdowns, but couldn't close it out? No, man. You may be a decent quarterback, and I don't want to hear nobody talking about Dak Prescott either. Jordan Love in Green Bay, you're up 21 points. You should have closed out that game, but you didn't. So it's Caleb. Caleb's on the come up. With Ben Johnson there, hopefully, they still missing some pieces, I think, on defense. But I'm going to say this. I would not be one bit surprised because of how the Rams defense gave up 31 points to Carolina.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Chicago beat the Rams.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
And if Chicago beats the Rams, I'm telling you right now, Chicago going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not saying they're going to win. Chicago going to the Super Bowl.
Because realistically, who else besides the Ram is there? I mean, look, I understand the Seahawks are good, but I mean, like, and they got a good defense, but I just don't know. And we'll see in the divisional when they go up against the 49ers. But the Bears look good. Caleb looked good in the fourth quarter. He executed when it needed to happen and gave Bears life. And he can be the quarterback that the Bears need. Because when's the last time the Bears got a good quarterback? Can't count Mitch Trubisky. I mean, he led them to the playoffs, but after that, he didn't do good. Justin Fields, no. So it's a good while since the Bears had a good quarterback, and Caleb is what the Bears need to have not only regular season success, but postseason success when you're in the playoffs and when you need a quarterback that can give you that clutch factor when things get tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm confident with the Bears, confident that they can get a good game against the Rams because the Rams did just let the Panthers score 31 points, which is still crazy. But anyways, I'm confident with this Bears team. These are a young group of people that know what they're doing and can execute when it matters.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that Caleb and the Chicago Bears this year, because remember, we go year to year. Everybody got a lease.
Yeah.
So this year, Chicago, I'm gonna give it to them, and they have just as good a chance of getting to the Super Bowl as any other team. Not only on the NFC but the AFC side. This is the time for Chicago. This is the time, really. I'm gonna tell you, this is the best time for either Chicago and the Houston Texans.
Yes.
That we're gonna talk about to get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, it's a down season for all these good teams, for the Chiefs as well, who cause a lot of chaos in the playoffs and in the regular season. But the Bears have a good chance of making the Super Bowl. And I'll say this one more time. I would not be surprised if the Bears won against the Rams, made it to the Super Bowl, and depending on who they go up against, win. I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
And that could be a huge accomplishment for Ben Johnson. I mean, going from Detroit, becoming a head coach, first year, and leading the Bears to a Super Bowl and winning, that's a big accomplishment when you're in your first year as a head coach.
That is. He's a good coach. I'm gonna give it to him. But unlike the Packers.
And that's my next question. What do you think Green Bay needs to take the next step?
I don't know if Green Bay ever gonna take a next step. Because I've never been sold on Green Bay at all. Not even when Aaron Rodgers was there. Because I'm telling you, man, I wasn't sold on them this year at all. And let's be clear, people. This was a performance issue for them. You were up 21-3 against an inferior young team.
Yeah.
And you lost. The Packers came out hot, talking loud, chest out, scoreboard flashing confidence. And then what happened? What they always do, they tighten up.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since what's their coach name?
Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur got there. Look,
Yeah.
I don't know. They are a regular season team.
Mm-hmm.
But every time in the playoffs, man, it's like they get tight. The lights come on, things get heavy. I don't know. They're like paper thin.
Yeah.
And you would have thought. Now, I know people would say, here we go. They're going to say, well, we didn't have Micah in the game. Well, let me tell you about Micah Parsons. When he was with Dallas in the playoffs, he ain't do nothing.
Preach.
So if I have to go by, like everybody else with the Cowboys, experience, I know what you was going to get from Mike. Nothing.
Yeah.
You wasn't going to get nothing from him. Trayvon Diggs that y'all brought in. Thank you for taking that last $500-some thousand off our books. You saw how that went, right? I don't even think he didn't even play. I don't even think he was dressed out.
He barely played, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, he played, and he only got one tackle.
Yeah.
And
if you look closely, he probably gave up some touchdowns in the third if he was even in the game. Because, look, man, again, anytime. That fourth quarter was a crime scene.
oh yeah. You let Chicago, who had only scored 6 points in the whole game, with 15 minutes left, score 25 points.
25. I'm telling you, it was a crime scene. If you go back to that stadium and look close, you see chalk lines of dead bodies.
Trayvon did.
And I mean, they weren't covering receivers. Matter of fact, they were just escorting them in the end zone.
Oh yeah, they were like some VIP service. Like, come on,
yeah,
come on, we'll bring you in that zone.
My
They did not look
goodness.
like they wanted to be in the playoffs.
They did not that last half. That second half?
No.
Nah.
They're not like Indiana where they can put on swag and surf when you're up by 20 plus points. No. This is the NFL. College football is way different.
No.
I don't know what they were expecting, but anything can happen.
And you know the thing about it, man? They're going to blame old boy for missing that. They're going to blame him for missing that field goal. That field goal ain't got nothing to do with it, bro. That field goal, they lost. Period.
Yeah, and they lost pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, no leadership on that field. None. I mean,
Now, I will give credit where credit is due.
Oh, my goodness. I know you're not about to give credit to Green Bay.
Jordan Love did look good. I mean, he had 323 yards.
But when they needed him most, where was he at in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter?
When he needed the most, he vanished.
I'm just saying.
And I think coming into the season, when they got Micah, I think they were a little bit overhyped because, I mean, they only brought Micah in. No one else. I mean, yeah, they got Xavier McKinney, Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons. You ain't got no more Jair Alexander. You ain't got no solid cornerback one that can stop elite wide receivers like DJ Moore or Roma Dinze or Luther Burden even.
I hear what you're saying, Michael. The first half, they had Chicago down. The Packers had control of that game. Then they had hope. And in the fourth quarter, they have a long offseason right now.
Yep.
That's what it is. Yeah. They went from control, hope, now to you got a long offseason. You in Cancun with Dallas and Pittsburgh.
You got to sit right next to Dallas.
Pittsburgh, and we're going to get to them Eagles. Cry. Eagles cry.
And I know one of you guys are an Eagles fan. But anyways.
Yeah. But, hey, look. Bottom line is, Green Bay, oh, man, they just worse in my book even now that they have Micah. So, Parsons, not Micah, but Micah Parsons. I mean, this is, I'm glad. I'm happy because I'm sick and tired of turning on these sports shows and people like Dan Orlovsky is hyping up Green Bay. Green Bay haven't won anything. And you know another thing, too. I'm sick and tired of this nonsense about if y'all want to measure just going to the playoffs, hey, man, we went to the playoffs. Your team didn't or this team didn't. Fine.
You can talk about Carolina.
But if you're going to lose in the first round and you're going to lose to teams that you should be, you may as well just not go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe that, hey, you're going to the playoffs with hope. No. Hope don't get you nothing when it comes to sports, man. Hope is good. Having hope is good in life. But when it comes to, you got to be prepared and ready and don't blink.
Yeah.
But like I said, If they don't see Jordan Love, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and all the rest of them, Matt LaFleur, if nobody see them during the summertime and the offseason, it's because go back to the Chicago Stadium and you're going to see a chalk line
Yeah.
on the stadium. On the field, there's going to be a chalk line of them because it was a crime scene.
Missing tape.
Where
Where were you?
So,
where were you when it mattered most?
bro, that's all I got to say.
But anyways, impressive win for the Bears. Packers, they still need a lot of work. Whether it be coaching staff, defense, offense, they need to get it going. Next game we're going to talk about is the Bills and Jaguars. Bills win over Jaguars 27-24. And yeah, they won, but let's be real, the game was close. Too close. This wasn't a heavyweight fight where the champ inserted himself. This was a team with Super Bowl expectations sweating in January. And when you've got Josh Allen, arm talent, highlight plays, MVP conversations, 3-point games against Jacksonville should not feel this uncomfortable. Buffalo didn't take control. They just held on. And in the playoffs, there's a big difference between the two. Because style points don't count. But separation? That's currency in January. Now, stats-wise, Josh Allen would throw for 273 and a touchdown, while Trevor Lawrence, 207 with 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So, Dad, when you watch this Bills team in a tight playoff game, what do they still need to do to get to the Super Bowl?
What Buffalo need to do?
Yes.
I don't want to hear nothing about what Buffalo have to do. The team, one person need to do something. That's Josh Allen. And I ain't gonna spend too much time on this game because first off, this should have been a blowout. Just no ifs, ands, buts about it. This should have been a blowout. So ain't no sense of recapping the stats and Trevor Lawrence throwing 2 interceptions. Every game on the AFC side should start and end with Josh Allen. As much as I hear about, oh, Josh Allen. If it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. If it wasn't for Lamar, Josh Allen. If it wasn't for Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about Josh Allen. Man, I don't care if Buffalo have a weak defense. Josh Allen, MVP, because all I ever hear is, if I'm comparing 3 quarterbacks, Jackson, Allen, and Prescott, if I put up their stats, them 3, they are comparable.
Yeah.
But the only thing I hear about, Lamar Jackson got 2 MVPs. Josh Allen got 1. Dak got 0. I don't want to hear nothing. So guess what? Lamar, where's he at? Cancun.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen, no excuse. Where is Patrick Mahomes? In the hospital.
Yeah. And even if he didn't tore his ACL, there wasn't a real good chance that they were making the playoffs either. I mean,
I'm just saying. Where's Burrow? Cancun.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear nothing about Dad. What do the Bills need to? Nothing. It's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
That's it. Because that's all this starts with is Josh Allen. Because I'm telling you right now, man, there are 0 loud and clear. There's absolutely no excuse for Josh Allen not to make it to the Super Bowl. if there's any year that's wide open or easy for him,
It'd be this year.
it's this year.
Yeah. And this is their first playoff road win in 33 years. They have not won against the Chiefs when they're in Arrowhead. Not once in 33 years. Now, Josh Allen just won MVP last year. And this game, he did not look like an MVP. He
Yeah.
made it too close for comfort when you're going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, which the Jaguars have been doing good this year, but still, when you have an MVP on your team, shouldn't be that hard and that close.
I really don't even want to hear it, because every year, what do we get? He's one of the best. He's unstoppable. The guy is 6'6" or whatever, arm like a cannon. Everything. Cool. Now show me a Super Bowl. I don't even want to hear Super Bowl appearance, because if we look at all the teams that are available for the Super Bowl right now, which quarterback and which team have an MVP on? Because if this was Dak Prescott, that's what they would be saying.
Yeah.
So guess what? I'm dishing it right back to them, and I don't want to hear it. And this is my hot take, in my opinion. Because quarterbacks, if you're going to be that one that I keep hearing about, you got to break through. They don't live on potential forever. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I keep hearing. Your boy making incredible throws. Every time I look at a highlight on Sunday, on sports talk shows, First Take, Get Up, that's the only thing. Every time Josh Allen come on, man, Josh Allen look good. I'm like, you would think this guy can do nothing wrong, right? I don't care how he wins. He just need to win and get there. Because this is what I can say about Mahomes. He gets a lead, game over.
Oh, yeah.
Burrow, when healthy,
Game
boy
over.
got ice in his veins. Brady, man, we don't even talk about Brady. Brady is for real.
Yeah.
I mean, the best quarterback in the league. Josh Allen, still playing like the game owed him his moments.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm so sick and tired of this, man. I'm really tired of talking about and hearing people talk about Josh Allen. So we're going to see this year. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Even if Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl this year, I'm putting an asterisk by it. And here's why. I'm going to put an asterisk by it. There was no Patrick Mahomes. There was no Burrow. There was no Lamar Jackson. None of them. No.
And this is a down year for them.
This is. So guess what? You better get there, because if you don't get there, if anybody puts you in the top 10 next year and you didn't win the Super Bowl this year, man.
Yeah. So if he wins the Super Bowl, it's going to be like, well, you didn't have Mahomes or any of this. If you lose, you're going to be like, this was your year. This was your best shot that you're probably going to get in your whole career to make the Super Bowl with no Mahomes, with no Lamar, with no Burrow, with no whoever, and you couldn't even make it past the divisional round.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, his excuses is about to expire. The excuses for Josh Allen, and I'll even throw in Lamar Jackson, they are expiring. And in my book, they have already expired. I mean, and the clock, it sounds loud. Burn. It's over, man.
Yeah.
I'm serious. You can't keep getting credit forever for what you might become. You just can't. Eventually, you're judged by what you've done, because that's how they're doing a lot of other quarterbacks in the NFL. And I'm pretty sure, you know what we need to do? We actually need to do a podcast, and this is probably after the season. We probably need to do a podcast on the top quarterbacks in the NFL, and let's really dissect this, and let's really look at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and all them, just because they got MVP behind their name, they get more like excuses and more slack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Than anybody. Because if they do okay, the first thing they're gonna say on these sports talk shows, the defense let them down. But you take somebody like a Dak Prescott, or even, hey man, we're about to talk about Jalen Hurts. They will not give them up. They won't even budge.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, Josh Allen, better win, my
Yeah.
man.
And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, Josh Allen needs receivers. Josh Allen needs that." You know, he won MVP with Khalil Shakir.
Mhm.
You know, he won MVP with Keon Coleman. You know, he won MVP with receivers you don't even know. To be honest, it should have been a 2-point game or a 2-score game or more. And you're struggling? Look, there's a difference between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Yes, there is.
So the next game we're going to talk about is the Texans and Steelers, and the Texans beat the Steelers 30-6. If you're looking for drama in that score, just keep looking. This wasn't a thriller. This was a tone setter. Houston showed up fast, confident, and ready to swing. Pittsburgh, they showed up like they were still reading the scouting report. Same field with the same stakes, but very different energy. And when playoff football turns physical early, hesitation doesn't get a second chance. Because this wasn't just a loss for the Steelers. This felt like a receipt. Now, Houston played fast, confident, and aggressive. Pittsburgh, they played tight. So, is this officially over for Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over for Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know, because
Man.
Tom Brady came back and he won a ring somewhere else. I mean, possibilities there.
Yeah, Tom Brady left New England and went to Tampa. Aaron Rodgers left Green Bay, went to the Jets, and went to Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I think it's over.
Man, what he need to do, he need to go sit himself down, go back into that dark room or that dark place or the sunken place, wherever he went that one time, like he was a hobbit, and sit down. Yeah, man. Like, man, come on, man. We being for real right now?
Yeah. But, if Aaron Rodgers retired, obviously wouldn't be a surprise. I mean, he's got a Super Bowl ring. He's got 4 MVPs, which is pretty insane. No, don't. It's pretty insane. Always remember the times he kept torching the Cowboys. Man, not a good feeling. But yeah, I think it's over for Aaron. He had a good decade in like 7 years. But yeah, it just didn't look like he felt good playing for the Steelers. He just felt like on the edge every single time he went up against a team, and it showed against the Texans. He only had what? Not even 200 yards?
Man, he had 146 yards.
Yeah.
You know how
And
many
an
attempts he
interception.
had? 33. Man, look, I get it. There was some drops in this game, but listen, it's over.
Yeah.
It is over for Aaron Rodgers. And let's just keep it at that. Pittsburgh had no business even beating the Ravens
Nope.
last week.
Nope.
If we're being honest.
Yeah.
But hey, look, MVP beat an MVP.
Yeah.
Here's my thing about Aaron Rodgers. If people want to sit up here and collect on MVPs and collect on stats, well, we got to be fair across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, right?
Yeah.
Got to be fair. When was the last time Aaron Rodgers went to a Super Bowl? As great as people like to put him in, because if you listen to Stephen A. Smith, Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback of all time. How many Super Bowls he went to?
One,
One. How long he been in the league? You might want to count that up.
like 20 plus.
Aaron Rodgers was
21 seasons. And he only got one ring.
21 seasons. 21.
He only got one.
And got one Super Bowl, but yet.
And that was his only appearance in the Super Bowl.
Only one. And yet we're going to sit up here and talk about, oh, he's great. Okay, cool. Will he go to the Hall of Fame? Yes, he's going to the Hall of Fame. But that's all Aaron Rodgers is numbers. Numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. You said 4 MVPs? All right. Cool. I'm glad, if you don't have a Super Bowl, get an MVP.
Yeah.
God, I mean, I guess that's good. Efficient stats, regular season greatness. Okay. But there are a lot of quarterbacks who have regular season greatness. Dan Marino come to mind.
And especially Josh Allen.
Josh Allen come to mind.
Dak Prescott come to mind.
Here's the thing. You can't ignore his pattern. I mean, his playoff stories, man, it just keeps repeating. Clean, good regular season. They give you that. High expectations. It's not impressive at all.
And I thought he was going to go to the Super Bowl again in 2020, but then Tom Brady, spoiler on the Buccaneers. But, I'll still give credit Aaron Rodgers, because yes, Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the best quarterbacks we've seen.
No, I mean, I understand you just like everybody else, giving him credit and all this and that. But Aaron Rodgers, I mean, when it matters the most to get him, no. And you 4-time MVP. Is it over for him? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad. I think, in my opinion, it's just me. I'm going to give him his credit. But he's just overrated to me. He's so overrated. And I'm going to tell you what made the Steelers, what the Steelers should have did. The Steelers had an opportunity to go after Matt Stafford. And they could have had Matt Stafford last year.
Oh.
They could have. They could have went after him. But he stayed and signed.
Yeah.
They had other quarterbacks that they could have went for, or even, man, and you're going to bring in a geriatric?
Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers need to just go sit down somewhere, man. And I'm going to tell you, he's the reason, or a large part of the reason, Mike Tomlin stepped down.
Yeah. So if any of you guys aren't aware, Mike Tomlin stepped down from being the Steelers head coach. 19 seasons. Always positive. Never had a losing season, always a winning season. What's next for Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin? Because look, I know Mike Tomlin did not have a losing season, but 9-8 does not cut it.
Mike Tomlin, kudos to him.
Yeah.
Class act personified. Love that dude. He cool. he's gonna find another job.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of really out of all these teams that's available. To me, he's the most qualified out of all these coaches, more so than Harbaugh. If you want to be truthful with you, Tomlin had 19 seasons and he never had a losing season.
That is pretty impressive.
That is
That is
pretty
impressive.
man. So we got openings with the Cardinals. Nope, I wouldn't go there.
Mm-mm.
Atlanta Falcons. Okay, that could be intriguing,
You can see what happened to Michael.
but I wouldn't go there.
Mm.
I need a quarterback. Now, what's intriguing?
Mm.
Whereas you can throw some shade on and you can be real petty. And you know I like being petty. I go to Baltimore.
That's probably your best option.
I go to Baltimore. And you know how I go there and I do whatever I can to win. Because if you go there and you win or put a team in the Super Bowl, Mike Tomlin, you will be immortalized.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that right
And
now.
the Ravens are they got a good quarterback. They just got to kind of dabble in on the offense, and they already got a good defense. I mean,
Yeah.
you're in a position to be like, all right, first season, the different team. All right, let's go win a Super Bowl now.
Ready
Like
made.
that's your thoughts instead of, all right, I gotta wait a season or two, or even like a couple just to take the Raiders, just to the Browns, but the Ravens, you got a genuine shot next year to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And the Ravens just need probably a new running back. I think
Yeah.
what's his name? He's
Derrick
done.
Henry's
Yeah,
is due.
Henry, it's time to go. But you know what else will be intriguing? What if he decided to say, you know what? Man, look, Ravens will be a good option. But that's too easy. That'd be too easy. Man, look at here. Why not take a look at or take an interview with the Cleveland Browns? Ooh. First off, that would be awesome if they didn't have that owner there.
Yeah.
But man, that would be so interesting. I'm gonna tell you, if they brought Mike Tomlin into Cleveland and you had Shador as you're starting with that defense, because the defense wasn't bad, they may have season ticket holders on seriously like year-long waiting lists to get in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Cleveland would be exciting again. You may have LeBron James saying, "Coach, can I be a tight end?" LeBron might be like, "Man, I think I can play. Coach, you need me?" Man, you know how exciting that would be?
That would be really good.
Man. And there's no way, if I was him, I would go to the Raiders. There's just no way.
Look, bro.
Even though he would look good on the sideline in the silver and black, he would look cool in that because he fits that look of it. And you know, hey man, Ice Cube would love him. I mean, Cube would love him there, but I wouldn't go. I would, if in all seriousness, if I were him, I would do two things. I would either take the Raiders job or I wouldn't take no job at all. And I would, for a year, go work for ESPN or one of these sports pregame or postgame shows.
Who?
Oh man, come on, man.
But yeah, I do not. Tomlin, please don't go to the Raiders. The Raiders are the hardest team to get into the Super Bowl. It's going to take a couple of years. I mean, they only got the first round pick, a running back, and a tight end. So,
Yeah.
I'm saying, but you know, congrats for Tomlin not getting a losing streak or a losing record. You know, that's pretty impressive, really impressive. And I think he's going to do good wherever he goes. He's definitely going to change a team for the better, and hopefully not for the worse.
Yeah. Now that's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Now listen, man. I know I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. And I always get that, hey, why don't you ever root for the Texans? Why are you a Cowboys fan? That's a long story. I don't even want to talk about it. But you know what, man? Hats off to the Houston Texans.
Yeah, they were dominant in this game.
D'Amico Ryan,
Good. CJ Stroud, good.
this year.
Christian Kirk, good, bro. Christian Kirk.
This year.
Hey, it don't matter.
You're right. It
Because
don't
Christian
matter.
Kirk gonna get paid 144 yards. He's gonna get paid.
Hats off Texans, because I'm gonna tell you right now, that wasn't a loss. You know what that was? That was a statement beating.
Yeah.
Y'all beat the brakes off of the Steelers, which again is one of those teams I don't like. I want to say can't stand. I can tolerate the Steelers or whatever. But let me tell you right now, the Texans went in there and they literally, I'm gonna say it again, they took the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. They come here, lay down on your lap, and bro,
Got that belt out. Did that Michael Irvin?
I mean, beat them to the white meat.
Yeah. Not even allowing a touchdown.
No.
Hello?
I mean, they control the tempo. They was control the physicality of this game.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, and the Texans defense, they legit, bruh. They are legit. They are a good team. And I have high expectations for them going against the Patriots in the divisional. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Texas, I mean, the
I think
Texans,
the Texans can muscle it out.
they win this game.
Yeah.
And all I got to say is, again, this is a team that I would not be surprised if they end up in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because only team really, if we're being 100% honest, no, I can't say that. Because the Broncos there.
Yeah.
And the Broncos is no slouch.
Now the Patriots and Broncos have been doing good. I feel like I wouldn't be mad if the Patriots lost, and I think fans wouldn't be mad because you went 14-3. Drake May's looking good. You got a good future. But look, if you win,
yeah. But here's the thing: the Texans need to they need to win this next game.
Yeah, at least get to the conference championship. At least that's the minimum.
They need to. Where are my stats on them? The Texans need to get. They need to win this next game, man.
Yeah.
And I don't think that playing the Patriots, I don't think that's going to be a difficult task.
No.
But they need to beat them. And if they beat them, now I should say it should be the Bills. It should be the Bills.
Let's be real.
No, I mean, think about it. The Texans beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
The Texans got to travel to Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
They beat them.
Yeah.
They come home.
Yeah.
Because hey man, I'm only speculating because back to Josh Allen, MVP, he's all that. So he should have no problems with the Broncos in Denver.
Right? Don't matter that the Broncos got this super defense. Does not matter.
Man, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about the weather. I don't want to hear about none of that. Only thing I want to hear about is Josh Allen beat the Broncos. You beat the Broncos, you come to Houston.
Yeah. That's
it. Because the only thing I'm going to say about Houston right now, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm happy. I'm from Texas. I only root for Texas teams, and I'm rooting for the Texans.
Yeah, you guys got a good shot at making it to the Super Bowl, genuinely.
As far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the Texans, and I'm going to say it, welcome to the future.
Exactly.
Because they look like they're going to be here for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
So
CJ Stroud and D'Amico and that defense, they're going to be here for a hot minute. So when you zoom out, this game wasn't just about Houston's big win. It was about direction. The Texans look like a team moving forward, young, confident. They clear what they're doing and who they are. The Steelers, they look like a team stuck between what they've been and what they're trying to become. And that's the danger in January. You don't get exposed by effort, you get exposed by uncertainty. Because tradition doesn't block, history does not tackle for you, and the past success doesn't show up on third down. Which brings us to our last conversation, the Eagles and the 49ers. So let's talk about the Eagles, because this wasn't just a loss. This was a reality check. Delivered express, no signature required. Philadelphia walked into this game with confidence, expectations, and a whole lot of belief in who they think they are. But when the game slowed down, when the noise faded, when execution became the only language that mattered, the Eagles went quiet. This wasn't about effort, wasn't about bad luck. This was about a team that looked uncomfortable. This game asked Philadelphia one simple question: who are you when it's uncomfortable? And the answer wasn't decisive. The answer? Not ready. Talent showed up, effort showed up, but urgency? That clocked in too late. This wasn't about what the Eagles lacked. It was about what they didn't demand from the moment. This is playoff football, and it doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It exposes whether you ever were ready. And my only question: are the Eagles overhyped?
Yes, they overhyped. This is the Eagles.
Thank you.
Cry, Eagles, cry.
Yeah, you guys are living.
And I'm going to keep saying that. Everybody knows. I have to keep saying it. Look back here on the wall. There's no but Cowboy stuff back there. Listen, I can't stand the Eagles. I cannot stand the Eagles. So guess what? Were they overhyped coming in?
Yes.
Yes, they were.
But Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback. Stop. Not top 10.
Listen, I don't know if Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback. All I know is he has a Super Bowl, and I'm going to give it to him.
That's true.
Now, look, I say that, and I'm not going to disrespect Jalen Hurts. He's a good leader. Now, I'm not going to disrespect him because guess what? I am a homer. Him and I share the same high school. So, hey, look, I'm not putting this game on Jalen. I'm not putting this game on Jalen Hurts whatsoever at all. And I know a lot of people may want to, or whatnot, but this wasn't Jalen. Yeah, granted, he did have 35 attempts for 168 yards. But we had some drop passes and important.
A.J. Brown.
Hey, drop passes. Important parts of the game. A.J. Brown didn't live up to his contract.
He got targeted 7 times and only caught 3.
He dropped 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what more you can do and say, but you know what? I'm happy. I mean, this is great for me because you know what? The Eagles' record was 11-6. The Cowboys really only needed to win 1 or 2 more games. They would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if the Eagles going to be 11-6 and go into a game and lose like that, you should have just not even bothered with the playoffs. You should have got on the plane and went to Cancun with the Cowboys.
Hey, look, the Cowboys got a nice seat waiting right next to them for you, Eagles. And look, guys going to Cancun. Yeah. And I also wouldn't put him on Jalen Hurts, And the system for the Eagles, they're not a pass-heavy team. But even still, man, the defense, you guys got 2 interceptions. And you couldn't capitalize off of 2 interceptions?
Because it's the Eagles, man.
Look.
It's the Eagles. The Eagles offense, man, when we watched that game, it was like a playlist on shuffle.
Yeah.
It was so indecisive. It had no identity, no rhythm, no nothing. it was not like, this is who we are. I'm like, what is this? But again, I do not like the 49ers either. I can't stand them equally as the Eagles. However, I'm going to take the 49ers over this win because
Yeah.
I do not want the Eagles winning nothing. And if I'm being honest, that's the way it's going to go.
Yeah.
I don't want them winning nothing. So they were predictable. They were stagnant. They couldn't catch nothing or anything like that. Hurts averaged 4.8 yards a pass. You can't win like that. That's not aggressive football. Now, on there, I can see on that during that game, Jalen Hurts was walking to the sideline and it looked like he was frustrated. So I do know they're having problems with their OC. But to me, that's music to my ears. I want them to have problems.
Yeah.
So the Eagles, if you look at their roster, there's no reason why they should not be unanimous. And again, look at the teams that was in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Come on, man. The way these fans of Philadelphia talk about the Eagles, this was another prime year back-to-back Super Bowl. There ain't nobody in these playoffs that should be better than the Eagles. If I'm looking at it on paper, heck, hold up, man. Let's do this. Let's go to these contracts. Jalen Hurts, $51 million per year. AJ Brown, $32 million.
But he's also probably going to get traded.
I don't care, but he ain't got traded. He was in the game last night.
Not sure.
And he lost and he dropped all these passes.
Yeah.
Now, Devontae Smith, Devontae is kind of like,
he's under the radar.
Yeah, but he's still getting paid $25 million. So I don't want to hear that. And Saquon, listen, they wasted their money on Saquon. Yeah. One good year, they literally wasted their money on Saquon. And you know what I noticed about this game? The one thing that shocked me at the end of the game, they start leaning on Dallas Goedert. Like, did you see that 4th down play? They went to Dallas Goedert. No. I'm not going to him. 4 passes for 30. No, I'm going to my big play guys. I'm gonna live and die with them.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me y'all couldn't draft up? And it was so crazy because if you look at that play, it was like 4 verticals.
Yeah.
And they had like 10 people back there.
That's Nick Sirianni.
I just don't get I don't get it, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man. Philly came out thinking they had the master plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's fine with me. 4th quarter came, boy, they was on Google looking for instructions. Hey, bro. Hey, I love it. So guess what? I don't want to hear no more.
And another thing. So let's see. You got Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP. Saquon Barkley, probably one of the greatest running backs this season. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Dak Vaughn. You know who wasn't playing for the 49ers? Trent Williams, Fred Warner, George Kittle, which he tore his AC, did something to his Achilles, 2nd quarter. Ricky Pearsall. No Brandon Ayuk. Bruh, Jawan Jennings scored, threw a passing touchdown on you. They went to DeMarcus Robinson.
Bro, they had a second string playing.
They had all check. Who is Jake Tonjes? Who is Jake?
I don't know.
Who is Jake?
I don't know, but he had an important
You're telling me that the 49ers whole injury list can make another team. You had no starting wide receiver, no starting tight end, no, not even Nick Bosa, no linebacker. You had second and third string guys, and you lost.
Bro.
First off, I'm gonna props to the 49ers with second and third string guys and winning against the Eagles, but also Eagles. That's a shame, bruh. And this is what I got every single season. This is what they remind me of. They remind me of that Michael Jackson song, "Heartbreak Hotel."
This
they
is Heartbreak Hotel.
because they all them fans are living in the Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah.
Because look, even though you guys got a Super Bowl, this loss was embarrassing, bruh. You're telling me not only you put up 19 points, you let second and third string players who probably haven't even started in their career, 32-year-olds, win, and even getting a wide receiver throwing a touchdown on you? Bro, look. Eagles, something's wrong.
No, nothing wrong. The Eagles just fine the way they are.
Kevin Patula, please stay there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that it's fine with me because all I heard was, "Hey, the Eagles." Now, granted, you did hear some rumblings going in there with throughout the season with AJ Brown and everything, and I guess they should have listened because that offense, it looked stagnant. It didn't look good at all. You know what I'm saying? And for a second string team to come in and beat a team with that kind of firepower and that much money invested in it, for them to go down like that, yeah. This is beautiful. I love it.
Look, bro. Even Mac Jones could have won against this Eagles team. But that's just, first off, credit to 49ers to winning that despite all the injuries. Second off, Eagles, they stay in that Heartbreak Hotels.
Man, you know what? You know what this really reminds me of? And how I really feel about the Eagles? This is like a Tupac Biggie thing. This is like Tupac singing "Hit 'Em Up." That song "Hit 'Em Up." Boy, if I actually play that song, oh my goodness. That's how I feel when the Eagles. That Tupac song to Biggie, "Hit 'Em Up."
Yeah, I don't know what that is. But hey,
you don't want to know.
With you.
There's a lot of harsh words in there, but that's what it reminds me of. Hit 'em up. Cry, Eagles, cry. Heartbreak Hotel, all of that stuff.
Please cry.
And to be truthful with you, the Eagles gonna have to come up with something totally different next year.
Oh yeah.
Now they need to make up their mind and say, "Hey, look, is Jalen Hurts the guy?" Because I'm sick and tired of hearing, and I know that everybody's gonna blame this person or that person right now. First, get rid of AJ Brown, trade him, do whatever you need to do, release them, do what you need to do, whatever. But what y'all need to do is make up your mind either to bring in an OC, because this is what I do know. Every time Nick Sirianni picked his OC, they were trash.
Yeah.
It didn't flow. But the minute that the ownership brought in Kellen Moore,
they won a Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl. So if I'm the ownership, I would tell Nick Sirianni, "You're not picking nothing. This is my kitchen. I'm bringing the ingredients. This is your job." Matter of fact, Nick Sirianni, this is what I want from you. I don't even want you to mix the ingredients. Only thing I want you to do is put it in the oven, and we will turn it on to the right temperature, and you take it out when we tell you to take it out. Because obviously, we gave you your shot. It didn't work. It did not work. And to be truthful with you, just because you won a Super Bowl, I mean, how long is that leash going to be? Because I'm going to give you one more year. But y'all better bring in an OC that is conducive with working with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Because Jalen is not the problem. Yeah, okay, Jalen is not going to make certain plays and do all of that, but he did win you a Super Bowl. He did show out in that Super Bowl now.
Yeah. He's
I mean,
shown that he can be the guy.
it's when you don't put the right offense around him that, and you know what? They didn't do that in Alabama when he was there. And he left and went to Oklahoma and he showed out.
Mm.
So Jalen Hurts is a good quality quarterback. If you asking him to put up Dak Prescott, yard numbers and all that, that's not going to happen. That's not Jalen. Jalen is one of those guys. Hey, look, man, I'm gonna win you football games because he's winning football games. He's not overhyped or anything like that. But the Eagles, look here, man. The scoreboard might have said 23-19. Reality check.
That said way more.
San Francisco took their lunch and they made them go back into the kitchen and make them dessert.
Yep.
That's what happened. A second string team did that. So right there, that tells you they're not ready or wasn't ready for the playoffs. So guess what? Eagles fans, Cancun.
Hey, and it's nice in Cancun. Hey.
You're sitting right next to the Cowboys.
Hey.
Cancun. So I don't want to hear your mouth.
So this loss didn't expose talent. It exposed comfort. The Eagles didn't get embarrassed. They got revealed. Revealed as a team that needs things to flow, a team that looks different when the game gets tight, a team that didn't take control when control was available. And that's the part that lingers because playoff football doesn't ask how good you look. It asks how strong you are when nothing's working. Philadelphia leaves with answers they didn't want and questions they can't ignore. January doesn't respect potential. It only respects who finishes. And the Eagles did not finish. And that's going to do it for this episode of Blow the Whistle. Remember, playoff football doesn't whisper. It hits hard in December, letting every team know that the noise only gets louder from here. The ones who advanced this week, they've earned their moment. But the question now is, are they built for what's coming next? Some teams move forward. Some teams, they just ran into reality. And from here on out, every snap matters more. If you rocked with us today, make sure you follow and subscribe. Catch the full episodes on YouTube. Also follow us on Instagram and TikTok for highlights, takes, and behind the whistle moments. Drop a comment, tell us what you think, and if you agree. We'll see you next time.